Hi, I'm Ken Bianco Jr. and welcome to Train World TV. We have a special edition today, brand new breaking edition, hot off the presses. We're announcing Soundtrax is coming out with Tsunami 2.
That is correct.
So what's Tsunami 2, George?
Tsunami 2 is the next generation of Soundtrax's flagship products.
Okay.
It's the premium decoder in our product line. We've had the Econami, we announced that last summer as part of the initial transition into third generation of Soundtrax's products.
Okay.
This takes the Econami decoder, which is a great decoder in its own right, at an economical price point and builds upon that and really brings all the features to the end modeler.
Awesome.
The Tsunami 2 will be available in steam version, select diesel versions, and an electric version. Right now we're going to talk about diesel.
Okay.
So what I have brought with me today is a diesel decoder. This is designed with the EMD product family. There are 9 different EMD prime movers built into the single decoder. So the EMD 567, the EMD 645 turbo and non-turbo, the 710 turbo. We've got a dual 567. We've got a new recording of an SW7 and 7.8 of the EMD 567 switcher with a non-transition. We also have the EMD 710 ACE decoder or prime mover, all built into the same decoder. So now for your EMD products, you buy one decoder and you've got a lot of selections. We've got over 40 horns built into the decoder. We've got about 20 different bells in there with different ring rates for about 60 different combinations.
So the Tsunami 2 is really for your hardcore enthusiast, you know, someone who wants all the bells and whistles, but...
Pun intended.
Yeah, so now instead of choosing all these different options for every single, you know, engine that they have, they're able to pick a more generic, but still have the customization and flexibility all on one decoder.
Now you can build the decoder and customize the configuration variables inside of it to match the model, rather than having to pick the decoder to match the model.
Interesting.
So, without any further ado, we'll talk about some of the cool new highlight features of there. As I mentioned, aside from the selectable, which we'll kind of gloss over real quick because there's a lot of operational things that we want to talk about. So first I'll turn on the sound, and we're just going to move him forward a little bit. And one of the new features of the Tsunami 2 is we now have a diesel DDE.
Okay.
Dynamic digital exhaust for diesels, which now watches how hard the locomotive motor is working and will adjust the diesel engine RPMs and sound volume based on that. So I'm going to put a little resistance on here.
And you can hear it changing.
You can hear it throttling up as it's working harder to fight my fingers. And then as you let go, you hear it drop down and you hear it release. And one of the other feature carryovers from the Econami is the independent brake, which will bring the locomotive to a stop independent of the throttle. Now, one of the other new features of the Tsunami 2 is our F12, which toggles between the independent brakes and the train brakes. And the train brakes are actually using the brakes of all the cars in the train to slow the train down controlled, rather than having them all bunch up against the locomotive. Now, when your diesel engine goes in and uses the train brake, it ties in, it cycles the compressor and actually notches the RPM up to make sure that the compressor can now fill the train line. So to do that, we're going to press F12 right now. And you hear the diesel engine notch up. You hear the compressor kick on, and you're hearing the different brake sounds. And it will run like that for about 30 seconds to simulate the train charge. So we're going to assume it's already done. We're going to release our train brakes. We're going to get moving. And then when we use the F11 brakes now, it will bring the locomotive to a stop, but with a different set of sound effects and a different braking rate. So some of the other cool features that we built into Tsunami 2 is we have now a head-end power mode.
Okay.
Where the diesel engine was notched up artificially, but in an effort to create enough electrical energy to power the passenger train behind it. Hence the name head-end power.
Okay.
So we have that now. So we're going to put in option 16 or function 16, you're going to hear the alarm bell, and then the diesel engine is going to automatically notch up to notch 8 to make sure it provides enough electrical power to illuminate and run the passenger coaches with the air conditioning and all of that.
Unbelievable.
And that'll be independent of speed. And then we'll disable function 16. You'll hear it notch down back to where it was. Now on the GE decoder, the P42s tend to run at about notch 5, notch 6. Our decoder will do that, and then when more power is needed to power the train, the diesel engine will notch up, but will never notch lower than 5 to make sure that the passenger train is powered properly.
Wow.
So these are some of the cool effects that we've built into it. There's a lot more into there. There's cab chatter, there's standing valves, there's fuel loading sequences. You've got Fireman Ed, who is now doing work around the locomotive, so you hear different sounds like that when he's sitting still. So we've put a lot of work into it. We're really excited about it, and we're anxious for everybody to try them out.
That's great to hear, George. Now, Tsunami 2 is the premium, the creme de la creme. It's the highest end. You know, if you're a true enthusiast, hardcore train operator, model train operator, this product is for you. So again, George, thank you so much, and we should hopefully be receiving all the Tsunami 2 decoders shortly, so make sure you shop online, keep on checking back. We'll send out an email on it for at trainworld.com, and check out the soundtrack selection. Thank you, guys.